Oh my god. Um, you guys hear me? It really does suck. Oh yeah, it does work. It really does suck that like sometimes I can't have like music and stuff up, you know, but I'll try my best to manage it. I just want things to be comfortable. Okay, I think this might be a little better, you know. I can't really tell because, you know, I can't really manage or watch the stream, you know, immediately. I don't have like a instant thing, but it's good enough for me. For me, whatever. I think this is good. Not too loud, not too quiet. No, need it up a little. This is way better, way better. I think it was way better. This is way better. I never know though. I never will know. You know, I really do want to like just talk about things. I know a couple members, my audience are like young teens or whatever. I have some friends that may relate to this, but it's okay to not be okay. Is that weird to say? So at this point in time, I'm guessing a lot of you are probably teens like me, and you're struggling with feelings of, maybe a little bit of depression, maybe some feelings, and you want hope on that. I'm just gonna talk about feelings and stuff, because I've been going through the motions myself a little bit, so a feeling that a lot of people don't act like is okay, but fully is okay and is genuinely natural, is the feeling of depression and a feeling that you are imperfect or disgusting the way you are, even if others may as something important or worth it. I mean, we all go through it, and I know people say it's just a phase, but it's a phase that can lead someone to hurting themselves genuinely. It's not taken seriously enough. It's clearly a big problem we have. clearly these not just like children, but you know, sometimes pubescent adults or whatever what they're called, they struggle with these feelings of anxiety and depression. And I've had my fair share of times where I felt, you know, as a person that I was worth less, or I was not as good as everyone else, and that really hurt me. And, you know, I feel as if a common thing people are used to saying is, shouldn't feel this way. Such a disgusting thing, you know, to think about, but it's quite normalized in our society. You know, saying you shouldn't feel this way, you know, you shouldn't be going through this. It's not a correct response to a situation like this, because you can't just say that they shouldn't feel this way. They're feeling this way. That's not the problem. The problem is they're feeling this way. And as an adult, I feel most of you do not help these teenagers or young kids with these problems that need to be solved or fixed. And I'm not saying it's completely your fault or completely your problems, because I mean, we all have to go through those feelings, go through those of, you know, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I'm not doing all right, maybe I need help. But these children shouldn't be told that what they're feeling isn't natural, shouldn't be feeling this way at a certain age. It puts a little bit of doubt in their system and makes them feel as if they're not normal, or they're not like they should be, or feeling sort of human in a way. And I feel shutting these children out of, you know, spaces that they use to help themselves. A big problem that, you know, I've seen is the self-harm space. I know this is like a controversial, you know, topic, and a lot of people don't like to talk about, oh my god, self-harm, you know, someone's hurting themselves. People do it, and it's not okay. I know it's like pretty basic knowledge, but it isn't. And I see these people who desperately, they talk about self-harm as if it's the worst thing on the planet. They say how much they despise it, how much they hate it, how much it's hurt them and hurt the people they loved, how, you know, absolutely wretched it is. And I've seen it happen to people where they do it and they don't, they're like genuinely, they don't understand why, but they continue to do it because they're so addicted. I'm just gonna let you know right now, no matter how low you feel, never resort to self-harm as a form of therapy or as a way to fix yourself, because it's not gonna do anything but hurt you. Pretty common knowledge already, but self-harm, it has harm in the name for a reason. It's not supposed to benefit you. It's not supposed to help you. It's supposed to harm you. And although you may see these people on, you know, Twitter or Instagram say, wow, I just cut myself today, it's so great, it's so joyous, they don't actually enjoy it. And I feel like it's a big problem because, you know, as someone who, I'm not proud to say this, but I know people that, you know, may or may not do that. I feel as if making these posts saying, oh my gosh, I cut today, so this or so that, I feel like it's kind of disgusting in a way. I really do. Not disgusting as in, you know, someone bleeding is disgusting to me, but it's disgusting to see how it almost looks normalized in a way. And I'm not saying that they are normalizing it. In my eyes, it just feels like they are, even if they're not trying to. It just really looks like they are, even if that's not what they're trying to go for. But, you know, it's not a good thing. It's not an okay thing to do. And sadly, a lot of teenagers, young teens, have resorted to this because of not just the way they were raised, but of, you know, the feelings they were denied to have. You know, some children weren't allowed to feel sad or depressed. Some children weren't allowed to express their emotions in ways normal teenagers should be able to. And again, you know, that might sound weird, normal teenagers, you know, nobody's normal, nobody's this, nobody's that. Sometimes normal is normal. And being normal shouldn't be something that's like looked down upon. It should be something to be admired. But fitting in and looking or being normal are totally different. In a way, I'm not sure I can totally explain completely. Because, you know, fitting in, it's where, you know, you're fitting into the crowd around you. But being normal is you're fitting into the standard that should be upheld. And deep down, I know that it's like something weird to say, but it's true. You know, it's a standard that should be upheld. It's a standard that people should look up to, not a standard that people should look down to, no matter how weird it sounds. Because these people, they're going through such a disturbing and sad time right now. You never know, you know, your teenage cousin might be going through a depressive arc where he's hurting himself, and you know, you can say, well, let's send him to a mental asylum. That doesn't do anything. You know, I've only seen it hurt people. I've seen people get so scared to even talk about hurting themselves because they're scared they might get sent back to one. And I think a big problem that we have is treating this like it's some sort of disease. You're being put in a place where you barely can talk to anyone because you hurt yourself because you were feeling a certain way and this was your way of coping. It shouldn't be something where you're being put in a place where you're scared of because you did that to yourself. What should really happen if people catch you self-harming is they should take away the things you're using to harm yourself. They should take away all these things you could potentially use to harm yourself, and they should lock it down to where you no longer have access to those things. And I know it's like, oh, it's like basic, you know, everyone should do that, but nobody does. I've never actually seen anyone, you know, completely get rid of everything they're using to harm themselves. And I see these people, oh, I'm gonna order a new razor today, I'm gonna do this, it's so fun, I'm so happy. And then I see them again talk about how it's ruined their life, how it's the worst thing they do, they hate it so much, how, you know, they wish they could stop and they can't, it's an addiction. What we need to do collectively is, if somebody is self-harming, what you need to do is you need to take control of what they're ordering online. You need to see what they're ordering, you know, because they could order, you know, more razors, they could order, you know, medicine or something like that, and they could use it to harm themselves. You need to take control of what they're ordering on the internet, and you need to say, hey, you know, you're not allowed to order this. I'm not going to let you order this. Even if you are an adult or you are something, you still are not allowed to own this, and you should clearly show that you're not afraid to, you know, take that away from them, because they're clearly using it to harm themselves. There's no benefit or goodness coming from this, so I don't see why you're letting it happen. And of course, you know, you can say, you know, the good old excuse, well, you know, what if they don't know? You know, what if they don't really know that they're ordering this stuff, or they don't know that they have the ability to, or the money? Yeah, well, they're always gonna find some way to do it. Whether that's, you know, giving up money that you're giving them for their birthday, or even worse, you know, doing something they shouldn't to get that money. You, as an adult, should take control of what they're ordering. You should look at it and you should say, this is bad, you're not allowed to have this. And you should clearly realize, you know, maybe as a parent, what my job should be is stopping them from ordering these things that they are clearly using to harm themselves. And that's going to stop it at its roots, you know, it's going to stop it at one of the biggest problems, or the biggest places they're struggling at, because they can no longer order this. And a lot of the time, yeah, I know it sounds like basic knowledge, but it's really not. Sadly, it's just not. As I see these people, they're still doing it. Oh my god, they're still doing it. They're still hurting themselves because they're ordering shit off of Amazon. They're ordering razors off of Amazon, and they're ordering things that they can harm themselves with off of Amazon. What I'm trying to say is, maybe as a kid, you know, you're going through all these things, you're seeing all these things, people are telling you shouldn't feel these things, you're going to feel this way. Completely natural. You shouldn't be afraid of growing up or feeling like you're scared or you're less than something, because you aren't, but you're going to feel that. And you should accept it and accept that, you know, you're not going to feel perfect, you're not going to be perfect, but hurting yourself is never the answer. It never is, and it never will be. And I'm not going to sit here and allow you to believe that it might be. No matter how much you say it is, it will never be. And that is a fact that you cannot convince me otherwise. Hurting yourself, harming yourself will never benefit. It will never make you feel any better. But, and I'm saying this with like the most sincere heart of mine, if you are, please, and I'm just saying this to you, do not go to Shed Twitter. They will merely give you advice on how, you know, where the safest places the cuts are. You know, it's a good thing, but they will also give you advices on, you know, where to cut, you know, when to cut, how to hide it from your parents, how to hide it from everybody. And again, that might go down to like a mental asylum stuff and things like that, but again, it can also come down to them simply hiding it so nobody finds out, and then it gets to a point where now you want to kill yourself and it's too late and nobody can do anything because you're already dead on the floor. What I'm trying to say is, this stuff hurts people. If you're harming yourself, do not get onto self-harm Twitter. It is the last place you want to go. I don't recommend, you know, I would say, you know, tell your therapist, I really do. But again, I might feel like they might be the ones putting you in mental asylums at that point too. So it may not be the absolute best choice, but I still recommend it. Tell someone you trust, like you know, a parent, a guardian, someone you know will listen to you. Do not, and I repeat, do not get into it if you haven't. Stay away from that. If you're feeling shitty, self-harm will not benefit you in any way. It will not be a great way to hurt yourself either, because it's something that people are going to ask you not to do, and then it's going to keep hurting them. You don't want to hurt them, so don't hurt yourself. And overall, I just feel like self-harm is a serious topic that nobody else is, you know, open to discussing because it's so controversial, you know. What are you doing telling them what to do with their own body? I'm sure they're allowed to cut themselves at home. They shouldn't be allowed to. And this is something people, me and you, are all afraid of, you know. If you are harming yourself, or you feel as if harming yourself is a way of therapy, you are wrong. Hurting yourself is not a way of therapy. It is a way that people say, oh, it benefits me or it makes me happy, but then they regret it immediately and it hurts them far worse. It's a coping mechanism that shouldn't be normalized, but in a way it really is, with places like Shed Twitter, you know, people, bad people such as the UTTP, you know, encouraging young kids to start at a young age. And then there's also people on social media who are teaching these young girls, these young, you know, young girls who are struggling in life, that hurting themselves is normal. It's something that they should accept, and it isn't. So if you are hurting yourself or someone you know is hurting themselves, please tell a parent or guardian that you feel safe and comfortable with. If you do not have a parent or guardian you feel safe nor comfortable with that you can tell, the best thing I can say to you is get rid of all things you feel you could hurt yourself with. If you need these things in your day-to-day life, I'm saying you absolutely need these things, whether for school or for work, the best thing you can do is leave them in the hands of somebody who can keep them away from you. Maybe a pair of scissors, you know? If you can, which, you know, I don't think anybody would really need a pair of scissors at the time, but if you can, get somebody to, you know, hold these things, hold the scissors while you yourself aren't able to hold them. You know, keep them far away from you, like in a cabinet or a drawer, or in that person's purse, where you are not allowed to touch it. And overall, just keep it away from you, because self-harm is a serious topic that is not discussed among young teenagers in a bright light. Self-harm Twitter is not a good thing or a good place to be in, of course, but it is unfortunately filled with young teenagers, hell, from ages 12 to fucking 25, that are struggling with self-harm because they aren't able to tell someone to trust, whether they become adults or they're still, you know, in their prepubescent age, where they cannot do anything because you want to listen to them. They are going to struggle with this, and the best thing I can tell you is do not give in. Self-harm Twitter is not a space you want to be in, or, to be honest, to mingle with, because they're going to, as nice as these people are, they cannot control themselves in a way that I feel is not acceptable. They give in to the temptation of hurting themselves, and they don't want to do. And best word of advice I can give to you is just to overall stay the fuck away from self-harm Twitter. If you feel like you are going to self-harm yourself, stay away from self-harm Twitter. It's the best thing I can say. Stay away from anything or any place that will justify self-harm. Best thing I can say for you. Now, of course, there is just things that we all go through. You know, depression, losing a loved one, maybe even having your first breakup or getting cheated on. But, you know, all these things are natural emotion. You know, everything, all natural. Do not feel scared to talk. Feel as if what you're going through could potentially. But that's all I really gotta say about it. I know nobody really watches the live streams because, you know, they're not cool, quirky, or fun. You know, it's usually just me talking about my life, usually just me talking about things. But these children, these actual prepubescent babies, are dying because of suicide and things that are pushing them to the brink of doing it. And they regret it every day. They regret making these attempts on their lives. But the real people I say we should be blaming are the ones harming these children into believing that it's something that they have complete control over, when they do not. They do not have complete control over what they do, sadly. Oh my god, I didn't expect there to be some people here. Probably because, you know, nobody else is. Okay. I don't doubt them. I don't blame them for not wanting to be here. Oh, now nobody's watching. It's good. It's really freaking good. The one time I actually start talking about, you know, actual things that need to be talked about, it is completely ignored. And I know, you know, I always say I do YouTube because I love it, I do love it. I love making videos for people, but when I do live streams, I love talking to these people. I love telling these people things. I love taking feedback. I love talking to the chat, but I don't get a lot of that, sadly. It's not something that I blame the chat for. The people, you know, they're just here to watch some cool ass games. They're not here for, you know, drama in my life or their life. And to be honest with you, I don't expect them to be. I see these YouTubers who get tens of thousands of views from simply doing the stupidest shit, and I really get jealous because I do stupider shit. You know, I want to be loved like these guys, and that's something I haven't come to accept yet, and that's my big problem. I just like to, you know, be the goofy little TV guy, but sometimes a TV guy he's got to get real. Can't keep being the same goofy little teenager anymore. He's got to grow up. He's got to grow a pair for one. We all do. We all have to eventually. Something we're gonna have to accept. Something that's perfectly okay. Something no one should feel ashamed for, feel disgusted for. And it's sad that some of these people genuinely do feel as if they're disgusting creatures for simply existing. Something that I can't help them with, because, well, not only am I not in these people's houses or in these people's, you know, lives, but I don't know what these people are going through. I will never know what you're going through. No one else will. You know the little song is like, feel the rain on your skin, no one else can feel it for you. You know, I know it's like such a cringy thing, but no one else will. Nobody else will. Sadly, you know. I mean, it's sad as shit, you know, to hear, but nobody wants to. Nobody wants to feel the rain on their skin, a rain that they don't even want. Nobody wants that. So don't expect them to. Don't expect them to feel or understand what you're feeling, because they won't. They never will. You must come to accept that eventually. And when it comes to topics like self-harm, that is pretty, you know, not talked about. I feel like it's a topic that needs to be talked about, but will never be. Not because people simply don't care, but because nobody truly cares enough. Nobody's telling these teenagers what they're feeling is normal, hence it is not normal. Hence they do not care. They will never care because no one is teaching them to care. No one is teaching these teenagers what they feel can be justified or may be okay. So stop acting as if these teenagers are just doing it because they want attention. You know, everyone wants attention. Well, they're not fucking getting it, and whose fault is that, you know? Can't keep saying it's their own fault. They don't even know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know if what they're doing is okay or is acceptable. No one's gonna teach them that it is. And that's a big problem. Not just a problem with us, not just a problem with them, problem with everyone. Because nobody is willing to accept you or help you unless you can help or accept yourself, sadly. And as much as I wish that wasn't true, it will forever be true. Nothing can say it will not be true, because these teenagers need help, and who's helping them? It's not you, it's not me. You know, who the fuck is it then? Who the fuck is it then? Because it's not you, it's not me. Definitely not you, to be honest, now that I think about it. It will never be you, because you don't care enough. You simply don't care what these people are going through. You don't even love yourself, god damn it. Like, How can I trust you to help these people when you can't help yourself? You're not a failure. You're just not my number one choice. No matter how much I love the people who subscribe to me or who, I talk to, you will never be my number one choice in what is right and what is wrong. Because 9 times out of 10, you will forever be wrong. This is not an insult. This is the truth. Because although you can't accept it, everyone else has accepted that you are not a person that can be completely trusted with their own sanity. Sadly. A person that can be trusted with their own sanity, however, is someone like, I don't know, a psychologist, therapist. Some therapists even have therapists of their own. God damn it. But yeah, some therapists even have therapists of their own. Is never by them. Don't expect them. Don't say, "Oh, I wish I was like everyone." You don't. You just wish you were normal. But nobody wants you to be normal. So that's why you're not. You want to be like everyone else who you think is normal when they're not. It's a big problem. Creates more of a disturbing imbalance. One that you can control but simply don't care about enough. I wanted to talk about, a serious topic for once. I feel like I don't, usually do that as good as I should.
The streets, I make it look easy. I'm flattering, cool, way too easy. Word on the street is I make it look easy. I'm actually smooth, it's far too easy. Word on the street is I make it look easy. Too easy.
I just need a little break for a while.
Guess who has tons of the best toys and more? Like zooming fast Hot Wheels and Legos galore. Guess who has Miss Rachel Tonys that sing? And the awesome Switch 2 with adventures to bring. Guess who has Barbies with dresses you make? And slime you can squish and ovens that bake. Now guess who has thrilling, fun toys just for you? The answer is simple. It's Walmart. Who knew?
Gemini, will this ham feed 6 adults? That ham appears to be 8 pounds, which should be 8 to 10 adults.
I'm just gonna say this right now.
Holiday smart.
There are
Save on
people
your Google Pixel 10 Pro at Best
in this
Buy.
world. Hello, Mr. Abnormal. There are people in this world who look up to you, not because you're a good person, not because you have done anything, you know, specifically amazing, but just because you are a one. Doesn't have to be a good thing, doesn't have to be a bad thing, doesn't even have to be a amazing thing at all. How do I change the stream name? Doesn't have to be anything. It just has to be you. You could be a scumbag bully who punches kids because he can, and somehow, some way, someone will admire you for it. And you may not realize it, but it's a really valuable thing to have. Someone who will admire you through your highest and through your lowest. As much as I had that at one point, it was never truly that. Because again, they have to be with you at your highest and your lowest. You met me at my lowest, came back to me when I was at my highest, and when I started going back down to my lowest, you left me. You are not a good person. That's something a lot of people are afraid to say. You yourself, yes, you, person watching this, are not a good person. That's not a bad thing. Being a good person isn't just defined by what people view as a good, feature. Being smart is good, but not everyone's smart. Being a good person is caring enough to want to be human. But there are people struggling who don't know what they are. They are human, of course, and I know it's kind of controversial to say now because of all the things that have been going on with the LGBTQ. I support gay dudes, I support, trans people, but recently I've noticed an influx of people saying things like, I am not human, I am not a human, do not refer to me as a human, I am not a human. Now, of course, it's just straight up wrong, and people are going to bully them for saying this. But, in a way, I kind of see this as, a form of people, a form of dysphoria in a way. That's what I see it as, no matter how wrong I am. Because, in a way, we all want to feel comfortable in our own skin. And if saying you are not a human or you are not a actual creature is what makes you feel this way, be my guest. Be my guest. But I won't stand and watch you lie to yourself, knowing there are things you can do to save yourself. I will not sit here and watch as you get rid of not only your chance but everyone else's chances in a system that we have built for a reason because of something you cannot accept. That's something I feel is weird to say, despite, my stances on, trans people, the LGBTQ in general. And I know that might sound weird at first. Oh, what do you mean your stance? Don't you support them? Yeah, I support them. Do whatever you want. Change your body however you want. I don't care. It doesn't affect me enough to the point that I do care what happens to you. But who are we to say that these people who believe that they are not human or do not feel human are wrong for feeling what they feel? They are human, don't get me wrong, but they cannot accept that. And the best thing we can do right now is say, sure, you're not. They will find whatever means to justify it. They will go to the ends of the earth to justify it. But doesn't mean it's, true or not true. Don't know how to say this, without coming off as weird or anything, but to say, oh, you're disgusting because they've done something out of the ordinary, it's pretty okay and normal to think about or feel, or even encourage in some cases. It's not normal to cut yourself. Of course, you're still human. You're not some piece of subhuman garbage because you do. But it's not normal. It should not be normalized. I will not allow people to normalize it. I will not encourage people to normalize it. And I will not stand by and watch as it gets normalized. Because it shouldn't be. No matter how far I go in my life, tell these people self-harm is a horrible thing. They will still do it. And it is something we as a community need to accept. So let's talk about something fun. Let's get all this depressing real life stuff off our minds. Jinxie, the, Clash Royale pro, one of the greatest Clash Royale players of all time. He went recently and played Garden Warfare, which, if you know me, is one of my favorite games of all time. I love streaming the game. I streamed it recently, but then it just didn't show up for some reason. So of course I had to delete the stream. I can't allow a stream with just a complete blank crevice stay up. I will not let that, stay up, and I refuse to let it happen. So, in a way, I feel like Jinxie is sort of, again, I feel like he's benefiting the game, but also ruining it, because the company that owns these games is not good. Let's not sit here and say that they are good. They are not good people. They are horrible people. EA is a horrible company. I hate it. I hate it deeply. And I will go to the ends of the earth to justify my hatred for EA. Or any of these parent companies or whatever they're called, because they are not good companies. But I feel like I've streamed for like an hour already. I feel like I've streamed enough. I don't see anyone in the chat besides that one dude. Good enough for me, I guess. Something I will mention though is that if you tune into my streams just to, watch them, I enjoy that. If you join so you can just see them exist, it's good. I love it. But I feel like even though I've streamed for like an hour and that's how long I usually try to stream, I feel like I need to change something. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel okay. So play a different game. Once, I'm not gonna change the fucking title. You can suck my cock for all I care. I said it. Bozo, I'll say whatever the fuck I want to. A lot of people don't like it when I curse. I don't like it, to be honest. But, you can suck my dick with that bullshit. I'll say whatever the fuck I want to. You say freedom of speech until it's something that you don't want to hear. I'm not gonna take that. So, you wanna be real honest for once. Let's be real honest. At one point, there will be something that you and I will not be able to handle. It could be death, someone leaving you. You will not be able to handle that. Hello, Logan Gaming. It was a btd6 live stream, but I decided to change it a little. If that's okay with you. But play some of The Forge. I've heard that game was popping off. I played it. Actually play it. Just talking about, depression, feel things like that. Well, playing video game. Last Sigma. Pretty weird to say, especially. And some people may not feel comfortable discussing these things, but you gotta get up. You're so stuck in a little zone. I'm good. Oh, I know who you are now. I know who you are. It's amazing. Believe me. You put the three little smiley faces and I knew instantly. But these feelings of regret that people hold, something a lot of people never true. And they say it's regret. Oh, I didn't get to experience this as a kid, or I didn't get to do this, and now I'm so regretful. Of someone I could have helped. But then the way they describe it is not a way of regret, more of a shame. And sometimes people like to mask their shame by saying it's regret, but it isn't. I know it's weird to say that, you're not feeling this way, you're feeling this way. But really you are not. You're not feeling, the emotion you say you're feeling, you just don't know what it is. And if you're clearly, I'm telling you this, you're clearly what's going on with you, and you yourself acknowledge that it's not. Do not try me with it. Because you're wrong. You're wrong, and I'm not. I know it's weird to say you're wrong about how you feel. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the feeling you're describing, the feeling you're saying, because they're completely different. So maybe you shouldn't say, your depression is just anxiety. No, it's just my anxiety kicking. You being afraid. No, it's not. You being depressed. You're hurting yourself. You're putting cuts on your arm and being told that's a bad thing. Teenage girls who will post stuff like, I can't believe I starved myself dream goals. And they'll be like, girl, oh my god, that is so great. It's so awesome. But it fucking isn't. It's disgusting. I know it's weird to say, but it's disgusting. Disgusting to see how far these people are willing to go to justify, to even fucking justify what they think is okay. It isn't. You're saying and what you're feeling, it's normal feelings, but they're not okay. Just ignore. Well, let me hit this quick time event real quick. Who am I to say that you can or cannot feel the way you want to feel? But I am someone who's gonna tell you what you're feeling isn't what you're saying it is. And I will not lie. That isn't. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to me. Don't tell me a lie you can't even understand. Because I know what you're saying. But you don't want to accept that it is that way. And so don't say, oh, it's my way of comfort. I should feel that. Feel this way. Well, guess what? Your way of comfort is fucking hurting you. Don't say that stupid shit. Don't say that shit. Don't you say that shit to me. Because even though I'm not the only person that loves you, I'm the only person who's gonna force you or tell you you need to stop doing this. Because you're hurting yourself and you're hurting other people because you don't want to accept that what you're doing and your actions are not okay and you need to stop. I know these people mean well, but you gotta see what the lengths, you have to see the length these people are willing to go to stop themselves from getting help. They will go through the most extreme lengths to help themselves from getting help. You know, big feeling that I feel teenagers nowadays struggle with is a feeling of, but something I feel that they struggle more with, acceptance. You know, a girl could be raped. She could be fucking raped. And there will be a dude out there willing to protect the rapist, not because he knows, you know, the person, oh, the rapist changed. No, the rapist could still be a rapist. And they will justify it purely because they can. Not everyone is a good person. Not everyone needs a reason. Sometimes people don't need it. But in the case of the feminine rapist, at least I'm not saying you should or you absolutely need to, but at the very fucking least, just like, oh, you know, it's a stream of gratitude. No, at the very fucking least is the bottom of the barrel. This is what people should expect from you. I shouldn't be asking you or begging you to have at least a basic bit of human knowledge because you're a fucking retard. Yeah, I'll say that word. I'll say retard. I'll say faggot. I'll say whatever that. But a line I refuse to ever cross is telling someone they should hurt themselves. This is the way I feel. Their sexuality is not planted. And although I say a bunch of slurs that may be considered, a bit mean to them in their sexuality, I simply do not care. Stupid to say, but I don't. And I will case that they themselves understand life is not as good or as welcoming as people explain it is. People want it to be. Then it's not my place, I don't really. Why should I care about it? Really care about what happens to yourself. For God's sake. Body. What game is this? This is the Forge. This is the Forge. The Forge is a new... No. Fucking hate that they... I think they used to have a screen that would pop up, but... The Forge is a new game, and it's beta at the moment. Pretty popular among new gens. It's pretty big, pretty loved. And across like people like me, bottom of the barrel, ass fuckers. We love this. A big thing that I see people, refuse to acknowledge is you go girl culture is so embedded within women. I'm just gonna be honest. It hurts to speak to them. It'll be the same people, the very same people that can't control their urges telling me, what is up and what is expected in humanity. What is, maybe I won't understand it because I'm a boy. But they also shouldn't be able to say, hey, I understand this too. Because they're a girl. If our gender is what separates us, what makes us so different, why are you the exception? Why do you get a free pass? For whatever the hell you feel like is right. Because it doesn't mean it is right. It just means you feel like it's right. It means it's your truth. But your truth is wrong in my eye. And if it is wrong, I don't need to believe in it. So don't expect me to. Something weird I'll never understand is like polyamorous relationships. I know it's weird, asking me, but I do not understand polyamorous relationships. I'm not saying it can't work or it could never work, or I'm just such a freaking stupid chud who can't comprehend people at different sexualities. What I'm saying is I don't understand how it starts. You're saying, hey, I'm dating one person, and low-key, I feel like we should make this a polyamorous. Ooh. And you know, I guess it's okay.
That's the sound of someone
I
who's
guess you could say
misplaced
that.
Debit
I
card.
get
their debit
it,
card.
right? But sometimes these people,
Or the checkout counter.
you know, I feel
Or the roof of your car.
kind of weird when I say this, but if you're polyamorous,
Rock.
shouldn't be
I could just
expecting
lock
to
my car.
Yep,
get
just a
married.
few
And
tippy taps
again,
on his phone,
again, like I
and
know people,
that
polyamorous
sound,
relationships
that's peace of
can
mind from
work.
Chase.
It's just they usually end due to a lack of communication, this and that, and I feel like, of course, you know, accept these poly, who gives a shit? Let them do whatever the fuck. Let them fuck. But when it comes down to it, I just deeply feel like it's not something that can really work out. And I'm not ashamed. I'm not gonna say I ain't. But I'm absolutely proud of saying, I don't mind polyamory. But never say I date to marry. Because chances are you're not gonna marry that. And if you're already in a marriage, do not like the fact that you're poly. It's gonna lead to you doing something behind that person's back that you made. Now, as a person who, you know, hasn't truly come out to their parents, anyway, I feel I'm not gay or anything. Why am I? Hard to explain. But I do fall under this in some way. We all do. But in a way, I feel like polyamorousness is it should be left alone. Because again, it's never gonna lead to marry. You can't say I date to marry. Just a fact, but usually, what game is this? This is the Forge. The Forge is a new game that's in its beta. I was, you know, originally doing a btd6 stream, but I got a little bored. You know? I feel like being polyamorous is okay. Don't expect marriage if you're dating someone who is polyamorous. Do decide to get married to that person. Say, hey, I'm gonna stop being polyamorous. Chances are that person is probably gonna cheat on you. Don't expect them not to. You will not have. Oof. Something that I will say. Something that I will say is a bit of a problem. Is people hiding the fact that they fall under the, you know, spectrum of being polyamorous, or the spectrum in some way while dating someone. If you like, here's something I don't understand. I understand lesbians, right? I understand girls liking it, but something that I dislike like immensely is girls cheating on their husbands with girls. Hey, this is who I am. Didn't know how to tell you. I feel like it's the worst way to come out. I know, like, pretty, but it's seen as normal. A couple of places, which you might be saying, "What the fuck? What kind of place?" In a couple of, you know, LGBT spaces, it is looked up upon when people leave their partners to pursue a, you know, relationship that they never knew could exist. Here's something to think about. If you leave a long relationship for someone because you feel as if, hey, I deserve, now I feel you also deserve, to have your partner or be told the truth. Lying to your partner about yourself, cheating on your partner, that I feel, even though a lot of people love to say, hey, we have no bad beef, we have no problems anymore, he's accepted that I'm, you know, I secretly crushing someone, the opposite gender. You should never say, oh, it's okay, he accepted the fact that I cheated on him. Do not expect me to feel empathy if you say that. It doesn't matter if you're gay or not, or don't expect me to care. I feel no sympathy to you anymore. You're like shit beneath my shoe, I'll fucking piss on you. Good rhyme, wasn't it? It was a very good rhyme. It was a very good rhyme. I feel like it was pretty cool. I feel like we need to send $15 million to Israel. We are not sending enough money to Israel. But yeah, forgetting your partner to pursue a sexuality that you yourself, you know, may or may not have discovered while cheating is the only worst thing. One of the worst ways to come out, you know, unacceptable. And as you know, accepting as, you know, some people are to it that you may not think of, it is way more accepted in a couple of spaces than now it's like weird to say. What if you, a grown-ass man, not talk to your partner about feeling as if you may not be attracted to that gender? Then you might as well just give up. Give up on relationships at that point, man. You can't talk to your partner about what is okay and what is not. You're afraid to talk to your partner about, you know, not liking them anymore. You know, I don't find you attractive, you know, just maybe we should get a divorce. And if you already were, like, you know, questioned about your sexuality, you know, as if, what the hell is going on? Here's level 10. Yeah, if you're too scared to talk to your partner about how you feel, do not get married. If you are already questioning your sexuality before you got married, do not marry your partner. Do not say, hey. And plus, if you're like bisexual or something, like if you enjoy the sex or having sex, considering you're both consenting adults, something I never thought I would actually talk about. Considering you're both, you both may be consenting adults. Of course, I know child marriage is still a thing in some places. Not saying it isn't or anything, but at that point, if you know that you find this person sexually or like attractive or just or your personality, if you can enjoy, you know, activities with them, chances are you're not out of love. Something's probably just going on with you. And you should tell your partner. Tell your partner about things you wouldn't tell anybody else. It's like, well, important. Communication is the worst thing that people deal with. But it is a problem to deal with, which I feel, believe it or not, could be due to how people are told, you know, relationships should work. Oh, when a mommy and daddy love each other very much, or a mommy and a mommy, or a daddy and a daddy, you know, they all say love each other. What is love? What is love? Is it a feeling that you get out of a sudden? Is it butterflies? Or is it being able to withstand someone being near you at your worst and, you know, fully trusting that person each of your life with mere speck of your lifespan and be entrusted to that? Is that what love is? And if it's not, then really tell me, what do you think love is? 'Cause the way you describe it doesn't feel right. And I know what you're gonna say. Love isn't what I think. It's not something that you get or a gradual thing you develop. What the fuck? Love is a lot. Of course it can. You know, a bunch there love them. They, you know, maybe that's how they. Someone who cherishes them. But in my eyes, how I do love is feeling, being able to dance. I'm not wish they weren't speaking. Yeah. I cannot withstand hearing your voice. That's like a compliment. If I cannot withstand hearing your voice every day, you are not worth it. But you know, it's just me, you know. To go ahead and forge, you know, a pretty cool ass, like, you know, forge some cool ass freaking item. Now that I think about it, there is one person who I care about. I know they don't like me. I know they despise me. They don't understand why I like them. But I'm okay with them not knowing why it's okay with me. I'm glad they don't understand yet, because they don't understand what love truly is at all. And I doubt they ever. But if they did, oh boy would I be. Just to understand. Oop. 6-7%. Holy shit, bro. Just to even feel a minuscule amount of what these people are feeling would be like heaven to me. But anyways, I think that's the end of the stream. I think I've gotten enough footage for my shorts, enough gameplay for them. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. If I do, or if I don't, or if I decide to stream again, it'll probably be way longer. Not today, my eyes are hurt very, very badly. Anyways, I'll see you guys.